Hello, this is Retro Workshop, and here's my guide for sim racing rigs and setups, covering everything from wheels and systems to cockpits and TVs/monitors. First, we have a quick mock I made of my own sim racing plans. We have a £500 setup here, excluding any systems or machines. Down the side you will see the items and their prices. Next, I've made a chart going over all the possible rigs, with starting price points for the complete setups. We have low end all the way through to professional, which in reality is only used by companies and showcases rather than individuals, because the prices tend to be around 30 to 50,000. I have circled in red the places I think you should start. You'll also find that you won't ever be going beyond the high end mark at £2,000 to £3,000. Completed with a high-end PC and all the extras, maybe 4,000 at most. However, most people with a 4K rig are either real-life drivers or sim racers here on YouTube. Almost all sim racers have rigs and wheels between 200 and 2,000, and the low end is really only advised for the PS2 rather than the 7th and 8th gen or PC. In an ideal world, you'll want to start with something like the T150 Pro. Of course, this is all relative to the money and space you have. This will determine both your short-term and long-term plans. I highly suggest Thrustmaster's ecosystem. The pedals are greater than the Logitech's, the wheels have more degrees of rotation, the motors are better, the force feedback is smoother, which gives a better experience, more so for beginners. The ecosystem is slightly better despite a few disadvantages, and they are not nearly as loud, since the Logitech wheels are gear-driven rather than belt-driven, and the Logitech mostly has older technology. I will note that I think the T500 has the paddle shifters attached to the base, meaning they do not turn with you, whereas the others are attached to the wheel. So as you turn the wheel, they stay in place behind your hands, which most people find to be better, myself included. I have also marked in red the best wheels, both to start with and to stay with. You will notice that the best wheel and pedal set on this list is the T300 GT. I myself plan on starting with the T150 Pro and then possibly upgrading to the T300 in the future. This gives the best technology and experience for your money. Note, the T300 GT and T150 Pro pedals are almost identical, and you can switch pedals and wheels, creating any setup you want. Finally, at the top I've shown some cockpits of differing types and price points. Again, I've circled what is most likely the best option for beginners and intermediates, that being one of the standard play seats or otherwise frame and seat sets from eBay, Amazon and otherwise websites at around £250. It turns out it's pointless to ever buy a curved or ultra-wide TV/monitor. The reason is, to make the curved screen work you will need 35 to 42 inches, and to make the ultra-wide better than the standard widescreen you will need at least 32 inches. But the prices are so high that it's simply not worth it, since for the same price or even cheaper you can buy 3 monitors for the PC. In short, the standard widescreens actually have more screen and a better field of view than ultra widescreens, at least for sim racing. The standard widescreens also work on all games, whereas the ultra widescreen is limited. And likewise, curved screens are wasted until around 35 to 42 inches, but have inferior technology and cost a lot more money. Finally, I will give you a quick list of the various machines or systems for sim racing. I highly suggest the PlayStation line and PC only, since the Xbox line doesn't offer nearly enough. Here we have the PS2, mostly for old GT and Need for Speed games, at around £10 or more and at the low end of the wheel setup, and the old PS3 model with 4 USB ports, which is backward compatible with PS1 and PS2 games, thus giving you many more options with the older Need for Speed games and such, which also has the HDMI, yet is quite expensive at close to £100 most of the time. Then the standard PS3 or PS3 Slim, with most models being backward compatible with the PS1, is around £50 and within the mid-range section. Then the PS4 or PS4 Slim for normally £150 to £200, and the PS4 Pro at around £300 to £400. Last but not least, we have the PC at around £300 to £600, and the more high-end gaming PC at £800 to £1,500. Once again, I've circled the systems I think are the best options, both short-term and long-term. As always, I have almost certainly left off a lot of information out of this video, but this ought to be a good enough overview for all the major aspects to getting into sim racing. If you don't understand anything in this video, need help with any given element or setup, or if I got something terribly wrong, please comment down below. Well, that is all for this video. I have been Retro Workshop, and you have been watching my guide on sim racing rigs and setups. Thank you.